Liberty Gold is focused on oxide gold systems, Carlin-style sedimentary gold systems in the Great Basin area of the United States. I will be making forward-looking statements. And what the company has, we're focusing on the major black pine gold discovery in southern Idaho. We own 100% of this project, and it's subject to a 0.5% NSR. We own and control 100% of another oxide gold deposit. It's over 1 million ounces of decent oxide in southwest Utah. That's got a 2.5% NSR on it, and a PEA was completed on that in 2018. We also own, as a side note, 62.9% of the TV Tower project in Turkey. There's a maiden resource estimate pending for 5 deposits, which will come out in one single release. There's already a bulk tonnage silver, copper, gold deposit there. It's the 3rd largest silver deposit in Turkey. And we're going to come out with new resource estimates on 3 porphyry gold copper deposits and 2 pure oxide gold systems. And we need that data in so we can monetize that asset, and because it's not core to the company at this time. Shares outstanding, 261 million shares outstanding, market cap around 400 million, 24 million Canadian in treasury, largely institutional ownership with over 45% of the company in 35 funds that are reporting their equity positions. Most of those are American or US-based resource funds, management of approximately 8% of the company. So this is what we've been doing, generating revenue for the company in terms of, and not diluting it. We haven't financed this company in 2 years. So in the last year, we've monetized approximately 40 million Canadian in asset sales. And so all of that money in equity positions and royalties, there's a half a dozen royalties there, are all gone into the company. The last major project we sold was the Halila deposit, our 40% interest in Turkey, which is going into production now. Our take on that sale price was 22 million US, and then I'll take our last Turkish project and go through the same process once I have a resource to give to the market. So our current cash position is fine. The budget is 20 million US, but with incoming cash payments and warrants from our big shareholders are deeply in the money. We should finish this year with another 15 million US in the treasury, and that's without monetizing the TV Tower project. This is just a location map of the 2 oxide gold systems, Black Pine in southern Idaho, Gold Strike in southwest Utah. Both are past producers. Both have been fully reclaimed. Neither project has any timber values. They've both been subject to forest fires. There's no fish-bearing streams anywhere near them, and they're about an hour's drive from communities, and both have access to road and water. We purchased this project in 2016 for approximately 1 million US, so hopefully you'll see that this was a decent price to pay. And the oxide gold system at Black Pine, drill defined so far, covers 14 square kilometers. This is a plan map just showing the land positions. The red dashed line covers 22 square kilometers. That's the oxide gold system. Every one of those red dots inside is a historical or Liberty drill hole that's above a 0.2 gram oxide cutoff grade. We've just purchased the Liberty Ranch recently, and that we're putting in office and infrastructure in there, and we now have access to the mine well. And all the other claims on this map is what we're applying for infrastructure purposes to build the mine. This is just a view from a distance of 18 kilometers. The entire mountain is the oxide gold system. The red dashed area is what we're projecting to be our maiden resource area, and that would, we're telling the market we think it's going to come in around 2 million ounces of mineable oxide as a starter pit. And it's really just the green, purple, and blue rocks here, which are the sponge rocks. You drill a hole into this, you'll hit multiple oxide zones, but we see no sulfides in this system at all, and the thickness of the target horizon is approximately 450 meters from top to bottom. This is the latest plan of operations we just received. We just got permitted for the dark gray area. The starter pit area is in the red dashed lines. All these other purple dots that surround this target are 1 gram plus oxide gold intercepts with mineable thicknesses. So the money this year is going to get spent in that light gray area, and half of the money will go into converting inferred ounces in the maiden resource to indicated to go to a pre-feas. Drill program will be about, to start with 56,000 meters. Maiden resource estimate due in the end of April, early May. A PEA to commence right after that. Then a resource upgrade and step out and discovery drilling. There'll be equivalent of 7 drills by double shifting on the property this year. And we're already preparing a permit expansion for infrastructure purposes in the dry part of the Salt Lake Basin. And we're securing processed water right now for a mining operation that would cover at least a 200 to 300,000 ounce annual producer. This is the metallurgy, just quickly through it. Bulk samples, 78.9% weighted average gold extraction from the column test. From the core, 82.1 weighted average gold extraction. And the next chart is more important. Sorry, we took out another slide there, but this is just an aerial view of what the maiden pit area will be, and you can see this surrounded by other discoveries all around it. So to put it in perspective, we're permitted to drill 11.9 square kilometers right now, and this is just 1.8 of it in the middle here. And then the whole system will blow itself wide open, and we'll just keep drilling on the way out to build ounces. So this is what we've been up to for the last 2 years. The upper long section is what this property looked like when Noranda discovered it in 1990 and sold it to Pegasus. We purchased the project for approximately $1 million US, and the previous operator took out approximately 300,000 ounces of oxide gold at a 0.63 gram average grade out of the A and the B pit. Our geologists reinterpreted this whole system, figured out they had not drilled this thing deep enough, and that's what it looks like today, fully updated. And this is the guts of this of the maiden pit or the starter pit for the property. And you can see the thickness of gold, but it's the high grade oxide over a gram, which is what is moving the market cap higher. So this is a new geological model. This was created a couple weeks ago, and this is just showing you in the starter pit area what a massive volume of rock we're dealing with. So when we're permitting the value in the starter pit area, we're looking for an area where we can put the first 200 million tons of stackable oxide material to a leach pad, and then we're looking for the space to put 400 million tons of waste, and all that's in process right now. And this is just on approximately 15% of the exploration target. So when you look at the D2 zone, that's 500 meters long over a gram of 40 meters thick on average. And it goes in an axis of 400 meters by 600 meters. So there's an awful pile of high grade ounces in here for payback of your capital. And you can see it follows topography, and the system is still wide open to the left and to the right. So this slide is kind of unique. This is what the geologists have done on a district basis. So the maiden pit is going to cover the Tolman pit through the B pit, and then take a hard right to the northeast to the A pit. That's where we're projecting 2 million oxide ounces, as that's our internal projection. When the resource estimators come out, we expect they're going to give us ounces at the J anomaly, E pit, F zone, CD pit, and range front on top of that. So where the green rocks are exposed at surface, those are the sponge rocks. So this is a 7 kilometer long section. And we've compressed all the drill holes on the property, every single one, into one fine line. And it shows you the consistency of grade all across the entire system. So the core of this area, just where the green rocks is approximately 7 or 8 square kilometers. And all of those tests confirm it's mineable oxide gold material throughout the entire mess. And there's a couple uplifted blocks of lower plate sediments in brown, which are going to be left as weight within a mining model. So the key is to drill through those yellow sandstones, because they're always a thin skin on top of the main resource block. They're hungry, they don't carry any gold. So you can see where the previous operators have drilled the back range. We've never drilled there. They were going to mine 60,000 ounces out of the range front target. Those are all 2 of our holes and some other historical ones. They're at the CD pit, they're at the E pit. And so this year's drill program, we're comfortable projecting that there's about 3 square kilometers of new undrilled gold between range front, the CD pit, and the Tolman pit. And you can see a bunch of dots on that line of red and purple going right down. That's the condemnation drilling that ran 0.6 to over a gram of the oxide gold system through the sandstones for the heap leach pads. So they actually put the heaps right on top of the oxide gold system. And they're fully reclaimed. There's a couple 100,000 ounces on there. But it gives you the sense of scale of what we're going to try to deliver, because this is a really big year in terms of really solid concrete major items for the de-risking and pushing forward to a development of this project.